Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm the Gnarly Gnome. This is called The Weekly Pint. It's not a show, it's a happy hour. It's an excuse for us to hang out together, digitally, of course, across the internet, the waves of the internet. Is there waves? I guess there's probably waves somewhere, right? We get here together Monday nights around 9:30, and okay, I did pretty good tonight. It was pretty close. And we hang out and we talk about whatever seems to be happening in local beer news, national beer news if it affects us locally, which I guess it usually does if it's a big story. And we just drink together. It's kind of like you and your friends. We're hanging out at a bar, except there is no bar. It's just us in our houses. I guess you could be anywhere. You could be at a bar. You could be watching this at a bar. Oh man, we should go to a bar. Let's go to a bar. That's fine. That's fine. I'll get in trouble. As you do jump on the live stream, which we should mention, if you're not listening to this via the live stream, if you're listening to this afterwards, you should probably hang out on Monday nights with us at 9:30 because it's more fun. We appreciate you listening no matter what, but it's way more fun if you do it live. But as you jump on the live stream, tell me what you're drinking, and I will show you what I'm drinking in a moment as we dive into all of the drinks. I have several ready to go, and I'm excited. I'm excited about tonight. I'm gonna drink a cocktail. I'm on a cocktail kick now with the Rumination, but we'll get there. Marco's having a truth and eating dinner. Julia is having Urban Ohio Sake. Let's see. Josh is having Sierra Nevada Torpedo Extra IPA. Whatever extra means. It means more IPA. It's just more of it. Just more. Let's see. Eric just opened Sensatucky Trail Lager, I'm assuming. Julia says get in the truck to the bar. Yeah. Chris says I have a house cat. I actually have a house cat in there too, but I could drink it. I was saving it because I still have to take some pictures and write some notes about it, but I could drink it if I get a wild hair at my butt. And you never know what's going to be up my butt. So, all right. If you have not been hanging out with us the last few weeks, this might be news to you. I'm on a rum kick. This is the summer of rum that I'm calling it, which brings up a whole bunch of stuff that we do need to talk about, but I need a drink before we start talking about it. But to kick off every show, instead of drinking schnapps, which is typically for the last year or so what I've been doing, I've been drinking rum. And I started by just drinking lots of different rums, and I've tried almost every rum that I have in the house right now, which means I need to get more rum. I need some more rums. I was actually supposed to have a new rum tonight, and then I forgot to get the rum. I left without getting it, so I don't have the rum. So I'm gonna get the rum tomorrow. So next week I'll have a new rum to try, and we'll try it on here. It's gonna distract me if I keep talking about that though, because there are other things that I tried that were incredible. But I then shifted from just drinking new rums to cocktails with rum. Sleepy time chamomile tea. That would definitely put me to sleep though, and it sounds good, but it would put me to sleep. To cocktails. So last week I picked out a cocktail kind of at random out of one of my cocktail books, and it was called the Fiesta Cocktail, and it was a delicious party, and I tried 2 different rums to see which one was better, and one was better. I don't remember which one it was, but it was better. I think it was the Cooper Island. It was actually better. We won't get into that. I'm going to go with the classic tonight. That's where I'm getting at with all of this. I'm going to drink a classic rum cocktail. I'm curious to see if anybody has any guesses before I bust it out. When I say a classic rum cocktail, what comes to mind for you? Julia says Uncle Vic has some good cocktail ideas. He does. Good old Uncle Vic. This is a cocktail that I don't typically make at home. Julia says rum and Coke. That is not a cocktail. You know my definition, which I did not create the definition, but I've adopted it. I believe that to be a cocktail, you need at least 3 ingredients. Two, it's just a mixed drink. That's the way I see it. Ooh, a pina colada. Ooh, that would have been good. Way too complicated. Cuba Libre, also rum and coke. Painkiller, Mai Tai, all really, really good guesses, and now making me want a whole bunch of different cocktails. A Mai Tai, if we can go down a tangent here for a second, is one of my all-time favorite cocktails. Most of the time, just when I make it. There are some bars that I trust to make me a Mai Tai, but not many. They are specific tiki bars. Anybody else, I just don't trust them, and I'm not going to spend the money on a Mai Tai and get a crappy Mai Tai, because I'm also not sending it back, which is maybe a discussion too. I need to make notes of all these things that we need to talk about. No, I will give you a hint. It starts with some sugar. It's a daiquiri, just a straight up classic daiquiri. Mojito's a good guess too, and that was the one that I almost made a mojito tonight. I was going to do like head-to-head mojitos again, kind of like I did last week, but I just decided to go with a straight up classic daiquiri. And this is a hot take. When I'm drinking a daiquiri, also when I'm drinking an old-fashioned, I like sugar cubes. I like some little bits of sugar as I'm drinking the drink that I can crunch on. I don't know why. I just like it. That's my thing, and you guys can just get over it. Not a Hemingway daiquiri, just a classic daiquiri. So for anybody that has had I also pre-squeezed my lime juice at the bar before I sat down, so I didn't make a big mess because I always get frustrated with sticky lime juice all over everything. For anybody who's been to a bar and had the bastardization that is everything you get from daiquiris these days, these frozen blended things, that is not the drink that I'm talking about. I'm talking about a classic daiquiri, a late 1800s beautiful blend of rum, lime, and sugar. And that's it. Where the drink came from is like a lot of great cocktails, not really. Nobody knows. There was supposedly some guy that was like in the Navy or something, or he was an engineer or something like that in Cuba, and he was having this party at his house, and ran out of gin, so grabbed the next best thing, which was obviously rum if you're hanging out in Cuba, and made these drinks, and people fell in love with them, and supposedly that's where it came from, near the town of Daiquiri, which is a town in Cuba. I don't know if it's true. It's probably not. None of it's ever true. Eric says, does a Hemingway have ashes in it or gunpowder? No, Hemingway Daiquiri is a lot more booze, less sugar, a little dash of maraschino, I believe. And I think that's it. I'd have to look at the recipe. I'm pretty sure that's it. Okay, I'm gonna mix this up because I'm thirsty. This is really easy to make. I go 2 sugar cubes, 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, and then 1.5 ounces of rum. That's the way I make it, and that's how I'm gonna make it. You could ask 10 different people how they want theirs, and you'll get 10 different answers. The other thing that I do is before I shake this, I'm going to muddle up the sugar just to get it to start to dissolve just a little bit. Chris says, and you must be well read to drink it. I don't think that's a requirement. I don't think Hemingway would give 2 shits. All right. There are, like I said, some great places around town that you can get good rum drinks. Tiki Tiki Bang Bang is obviously the one of the best, and they can make you a really great daiquiri there. I've had many daiquiris there. Gonna muddle. All right. It's not very hard to do when you really aren't trying to actually muddle. We're just trying to break up our sugar cubes. These sugar cubes are also very old. So if I die, blame the sugar. Okay. And now I don't know where to put the muddler. Guess I can sully the rest of my lime juice and be okay with it. Then we need some ice. And then we shake it up. Gotta have the stupid smile. Makes the drink taste better. Oh, I didn't get a cocktail strainer. I can't do this like the fancy people do where they don't need the strainer. I can't do that. All right. We'll figure this out. All right. I'm going to try. Oh, it's so cold. I'm going to have chunks of ice in there with my chunks of sugar. But that's all right. It's my daiquiri, and it can be whatever I want it to be. Zach wants to know where the beer is. It's in the fridge. We'll drink a beer. We start with booze. That's the way we do the show, man. This is not Cincy Brewcast. That's important to note. If this was Cincy Brewcast, we would just be drinking beer. Since it's not, we can drink whatever we want. And that's probably a big part of what I want to talk about tonight is this idea that in the current industry, it's not just about beer anymore. Like this whole thing has shifted into something very, very different, and we'll get to that. But first, that's a beautiful drink, and I need to consume it. Oh, I shifted things, and now I can't switch my camera. I can't get to the button. Oh, no. I can't change to the drink cam. There it is. Yeah, it's a beautiful drink. It's fine. Now the laptop's right in the shot. It's fine. Everything's fine. Cheers. Prost. Here we go. Yeah, little chunks of ice, which I'm fine with. Oh, man. It's bright. It's fruity. It's like, it's not just fruity. It's like this really great, like, just outdoorsy kind of taste. Yes, it's tropical and fruity because all that lime, but the rum just brings this whole, like, grassy, earthy, little background to all of it. It's like if you described to me what I think Cuba smells like, this is what in my head I want Cuba to smell like. I don't know that it actually is what Cuba smells like. We have a call already. You are on the Weekly Pint. Who is this?
It's Marco. Just kidding. It's Zach. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Zach?
Oh, is that a? Do you not want to talk? You seem that was a. Oh God.
No. I'm drinking. If you're gonna tell me I shouldn't be drinking a rum cocktail and I should be drinking a beer instead,
You
then
shouldn't be drinking a beer. No. I was actually going to give you shit because you said this is not a brewcast, Cincy Brewcast.
Right.
You did say every other week we'd have a Cincy Brewcast, but we haven't had an every week Cincy Brewcast. But
they're coming.
You're a very busy.
They are coming. I promise.
Hey, you told us. You told us, and
yes.
I was on top of that. And I remember listening to that, but you have a lot on your plate. I just called in because every time I feel like I comment, there's just like so many people watching because you're so famous now.
Oh, very famous.
And so I was lucky enough to have a friend who has traveled out to Treehouse in New York recently.
Sure.
Picked up a bunch of Treehouse from him recently. I don't know if you've had too many Treehouses. I don't know.
I've had a couple, not a ton.
Okay, but if I know you're a local guy, but I'll be honest, like Treehouse, any beer that I've had from Treehouse has been phenomenal as far as IPAs go, at least. And I'm drinking a massive treat tonight. it's like, a bunch of tropical notes. It's a porch drinker because I'm sitting out on the porch. My kiddo is asleep, both my kiddos, so that's good. And I wanted to call in and say hey because it's been a minute, and well, not too long, but since I've had a kid, and I just wanted to. You said you were going to talk about it a little later on. I mean, I don't know if you want to jump the gun and talk about. You said something about Cincy Brewcast, and you wanted to discuss something possibly about Cincy Brewcast. I'm not for sure.
No, I mean, there are brewcasts coming. I am in the process of getting the scheduling figured out on some of that, but they're coming. They're coming.
No, you're fine.
And I promise everyone that they're coming.
Ready to have the magazine.
Yeah, it's a little
magazine's getting ready to drop.
A little hectic right now, but it always is. It's a bad excuse.
Hey, it is this summertime, and it's okay. I mean, shit. I took my daughter. Anytime I get an excuse to take my daughter to the park, and I go to higher grab. That's what I was going to mention to you tonight, actually, because I noticed you posted that you had drank I think it was Grainworks, I believe.
Yeah.
It was a tart.
They called it a shandy. It was a cherry lemon shandy, but it was kind of like a light tart lemon cherry ale. Like it really wasn't like a shandy. Like it wasn't like a sweet lemonade kind of balance to it. It was a tart beer.
And I wanted to agree with you so badly in saying that like anything that's like tart and sweet at the same time, especially this time of the year, is absolutely amazing.
Oh, it's so great.
And I know that. Oh God, it just hits that spot. So that's why I wanted to mention to you. Maybe you saw my comment, maybe you didn't. But today I was going to tell you. I know you usually hang out with Julia and Marco when you guys do the Truth Beer Box Podsequence. What is it, tomorrow? Tomorrow's Tuesday, right? Yep.
So yeah, but it's also Kolsch night tomorrow, so they can go to hell.
Why in the world do I feel like it's always Kolsch night? I'm just being honest. I feel
it's
like
Kolsch night once a month.
Every Tuesday.
Once a month. One Tuesday a month.
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it's just because I feel like when I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh, they said Kolsch night, but then they said Kolsch night last week. But anyway, Kolsch night sounds great, granted. But if you do get a chance to go out there and record with them, because Marco and them are always, and Julia, they're good people. I highly suggest. I'm sure it's going to still be on tap. Is WeldWorks has I believe it's a mango cotton candy. I know cotton candy. You're like, oh my god, this is all these adjuncts, but it's mango cotton candy. I don't know exactly what style it is, but I had it yesterday, and dude, it hit the spot. It was tart, sweet, all at the same time, but it's so refreshing. I got like a 5-ounce pour of it because I like to try a little bit of flights and stuff from there, and of course I ended up having to get the Urban Artifact Gadget because I haven't had Gadget in forever, and they had it on tap. And I was going to suggest if you go there maybe tomorrow or anytime here soon, and they still have the WeldWorks one, I suggest trying it.
Well,
tell me what you think.
I can't promise I'm going to try it. I can't promise that I'm going to drink a mango cotton candy sour. I won't be there tomorrow. I can tell you that I will not be at Higher Gravity tomorrow, but I will be there soon. So if it's on tap, I will consider it. To answer the question about a shandy, yes, a shandy is a mixed drink. It is not a cocktail.
I never really got as long as it was good, it's sweet and tart. I'm like, oh my god, this is like I said, our Urban Artifact, like I said, drinking Treehouse. To be honest, I don't think I've ever had a bad Treehouse. Anytime, it's one of those. That's what it sucks. Like I want it to be in distro, but I understand why it's not in distro.
But can I? So let's go down that road a little bit. What is it that you think that there really is not any beer that is available here in Cincinnati that's brewed here in Cincinnati that scratches that same itch that some Treehouse beer does?
There is, and there have been a couple beer. I'm just trying to say, and not just because they collaborated with us, but I always say I've not had a bad beer from Third Eye Brewing, for example.
Right.
I'll be like, hey, I've always had. Maybe there's been like one or two off ones. I'm like, it's okay. But as far as a brewery that I'm like, okay, I can go to it, know that's like a staple. I would probably, to be honest, I would say both. Even though I love Rheingeist too, because I put them in the top 3 basically. So Third Eye. Probably Rheingeist and Street Side. Those are my top 3 as Cincinnati goes. Just off the top on the head. So anytime I pretty much go to either Street Side or Third Eye is what I'm going to use as an example. Is those are the ones where I'm like, okay, they're making just as good as anybody else. And sometimes, and to be honest, Kelly Kelly Montgomery is my favorite brewer. That's because I'm from Cincinnati area now, but he makes the best shit I could think of. And like, I suppose, I mean, Kelly's Private Stash. You got all the other things. It's a collaboration. How cool he was with us to collaborate with my group on the 513 Craft Brew thing on Facebook. Like all that stuff has just been like super cool of Kelly to be like involved in that, especially with they do a lot of collaborations with other people too. And he's just like, yeah, sure, we can do this. We got a barrel age. I feel like he likes barrel age stuff when he does collaborations.
Yes,
by the
he
way,
likes
but,
barrel aged stuff. Period.
I'm sure, because every time I'm like, hey, Kelly, I want to try to do an IPA maybe this time around. He's like, well, we kind of have a schedule, but we do have some barrel age. I remember talking to him about this because obviously also shout out to them because I believe, aren't they celebrating how many years now coming up here very soon, actually,
Lord,
June
I don't
20th
know.
or something like that. They're celebrating so many years, and they're bringing. I think it's the Astra. Anyway, I actually pre-order your bottle if you haven't already, if it's still available. They have a peanut butter and jelly one, which we're trying to collaborate with them to do one on as well. He said he was going to do a barrel aged one, but I think it's Astra or Astral. I forget. I always forget the name because there's so many different ones. But it's gonna be like a raspberry jam, peanut butter, something else, and there's a couple other variations. And again, giving a shout out to Third Eye because I believe they're. I'm going to say, to be on the safe side, it's June 20th. It's like on a Saturday. They're celebrating so many years. And so they always have like a variant of something barrel aged, and there's like 3 different variants, and then you can pre-order it for like $30. Or I just bought one for like, I think it was like 13 plus tax, $15 or something like that.
The question though
yeah.
is just this desire to get new beers and to like chase down
Sure.
things that aren't typically available here. Why do we still feel that need? And that is part of kind of the bigger conversation that I'm going to have tonight after we get off the phone here. But like, I'm curious to hear from you. Why?
Okay, so I guess it's just because it's like, it's almost like that special treat you have every year. It's like, I don't know, let's just throw this out as an example. So every year I love those Christmas trees from Little Debbie, correct? Right? I'm just using an example. And like, they only come out like during December. And every December you're going to go to it and you're like, man, I love that treat. I'm going to get it every time, but it only comes out once a month, maybe 2 times a month, whatever, unless you stock up on them. And then like, you're like, okay, and it's the same with special beer. It's like, okay, so these breweries, like you got, let me think of it right now. So Treehouse is one. You got New Glarus out of Wisconsin, who won't sell outside of their area. And I think the Alchemist is one. They're starting to like do distro, but that's like their main ones, like the Alchemist and stuff like that. I forget the name of the brewery
Right.
off the top of it. Yeah. So like, I think it's one of those things that gets so high demand because it's like, it's so good when you taste it. And at first it used to be a mind thing, like, oh, people are saying it's good. But then when I tried, I'm like, oh my God, that tastes really good. Oh my God, that tastes really good. And it's just my palate. I mean, of course, if you're not an IPA fan, you're not going to like them as much. But of course, they do different. I'm using Treehouse also as an example. They have like coffee stouts, they have stouts and stuff like that. It's also even like burial. I can get burial sent to my house now, but I'd rather have a connection through my friends who do travel a lot and go to breweries a lot. And they're like, hey, and I just buy a couple single cans off of them. And anytime they're like, oh, I'm out in North Carolina, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, you're out there. Can you give me some burial? I'll pay you for it, whatever. And they're like, yeah, sure, blah, blah, blah. Or sometimes I get gifted those, whatever. I think it comes down to the point that it's good quality beer, but then you don't have a chance to get your hand on it, and so it's even more of a high priority. And I think I've even talked to Jason out at Higher Gravity one time where I'm like, hey, the Alchemist and all that stuff. I'm like, hey, I saw this kind of popping up on Instagram. You guys ever going to get it? And he goes, I love it, but I hope we don't get it because I think it's like one of those things where it does get overpopulated. Like,
it's
I
good
love
because
Trillium
it's special.
Now. I think it's the special part. I think it's the special part of everything, and you can't get your hands on it. So when you do get your hands on it, it's like that special treat. It's like, ooh, I got the golden ticket almost,
Right.
when you get your hands on it because everybody seeks out it, and then you get a chance to try it. But then of course there's those overhyped beers. Another example is Topping Goliath. I love Topping Goliath, anything they've done. But then they got those like high price, like $100 or more, or whatever, beers, Morning Delight. I'm just trying to throw that out. And you're like, okay, this is good, but why am I paying so much for this? And I think it's that that hype still is there. And
Right.
we don't have unfortunately, we don't have much of a hype anymore in Cincinnati. I mean, it used to be like Listerman waiting in lines, or like, I don't know, Street Side kind of had a hype, but you still have those beers at Street Side. You're like, oh my God, they have all these available. And like when you interviewed Garrett the other, a couple months ago about those special ones he was releasing, there were still plenty left. He was making it sound like, oh, we're going to sell out of them and we might not have many. And it's like, okay. And then you do have many. And I don't know if that hype is still there, but then you got those breweries like, again, example Treehouse, where you're like, okay, well, this is something I can't really get. And maybe that's why some people are like, okay, I like to seek out those because I can't get those all the time. It's like that special treat. It's like that golden ticket, like I said. And you're like, okay, when I get that chance to actually try it, or I travel to go there, or maybe they're like, hey, New Glarus is another one. Like I said, you get to try. I love New Glarus's, like, tarts, raspberries, Belgians, and whatever they may be, but they only sell it in-house. And I think that's kind of, to be honest, it's almost a good marketing strategy, because you go, hey, it's not going to be available for everywhere else, because once it becomes available for everyone else, the hype kind of goes down.
Okay.
I'll use other Halford. Sorry, I'm going on the tangent.
Yeah,
right
you're going like a million miles an hour tonight, man.
I think it's because I'll be honest, I'm already like 2 beers in for Treehouse, and
all right, well,
one was 9.5.
I'll tell you what, we're gonna explore this. This is the big topic tonight, is kind of what's happening in the industry and how beer itself has changed all of this. So I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna cut you off. Go drink some sleepy time tea. Calm down.
I am so sorry, man. Like, I want to talk to you so much, and I'm so passionate about this. Like, I am fully focused right now on talking to you about this, because as of right now, having a second kid, I can't get out as much.
Talk to the kids about it. They'll listen. They'll listen to all kinds of stuff.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I can get a goo goo gaga, give me some more Similac, and then I'll go back to sleep.
Well, it's stay tuned into the show. We'll talk about this. You can yell at the phone and tell me why I'm wrong.
No, and I'm so sorry.
Because no, don't apologize. We got a lot of stuff to cover.
No, that's one. I want to hear your thoughts. And
I haven't even gotten to finish my cocktail yet. I still got to open a beer.
Dude, when I am talking, you can tell that. You can sip on it. You can be like, okay, Zach's ranting again. I'm just gonna keep sipping here, and everybody else is probably gonna get annoyed because I called in and they're like, oh God, he must have a subject out.
We don't want to annoy anybody.
Yes, I don't want to know anything. I will say on the last part of this, I will end this off with saying, I don't know if you listened to Blake's podcast recently.
I did.
He interviewed Brittany out at Mattree, and I will say I'm super excited that they're going to have I think it was the Amber Ale as a barrel age.
Yeah, Happy Amber.
Actually, very soon here.
Oh
Happy
yeah,
Amber,
it should be on this week.
I am super excited to have Happy Amber barrel aged. I don't know why that sounds super good, but that sounds like it's going to be right at the corner for me. I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wait to try that. Anything barrel aged stuff. But yeah. All right, man. You continue with your stuff. I'll continue to watch as much as I can.
Please do
before I fall asleep.
Thanks for calling in.
I'll sit on my porch. And cheers, and thank you for listening to me rant on about stupid shit.
Of course. Cheers.
All right, cheers, brother.
Okay, listen. This is the topic. This is this idea. So the industry is clearly changing, and nobody seems to be able to figure out why it's changing or what it's changing to. And I think it's all very, very simple, and it's all because of us as craft beer drinkers. I won't even say craft beer, as craft consumers. This idea, the slow food movement, this craft beer movement, all of these things where we wanted to focus more on the other stuff behind the things we were consuming. This whole craft behind the consumables that were commodities in our day-to-day life forced all of these changes. It used to be that if you were a beverage producer, all you had to worry about was convincing people to drink the thing that you made. And once you did, you hooked people. Not only people, when you were just talking about drinkers specifically. Eric says you should mention White Dog Distilling in Middletown. That is what I'm consuming tonight. Yeah, it's too late. I'm assuming there might be some chances to snag some stuff over, the coming months or whatever. I assume. I don't know. It used to be that when you had a consumer, not only did they stick to one category, so like if you had a bourbon drinker, that's just what they drink. When they went out, they would drink bourbon. You had beer drinkers, and all they drank was beer, and that was it. It was simple. And on top of that, people stuck to one brand. You didn't just have a beer drinker; you had a Budweiser drinker, or a Miller drinker, or a Jack Daniel's drinker. The whole thing was very, very simple. People didn't actually care about what they were consuming. They just found the thing and then they stuck with it because it was easy. Now, this whole craft culture has uh, awakened people to this idea of trying new things. And not only trying new things for different reasons. And now people drink everything. And I'm not just talking about like, oh, right now the gnome's on this kick and this summer he's drinking a ton of rum. No, I'm talking about like same night. Like people will go out to a bar and they'll kick off the night with a cocktail, and then they'll have a glass of wine, and then they'll have a beer, and then they'll finish with a non-alcoholic beer. And like that's a normal thing to drinkers. Like that's not strange. And producers are struggling a little bit to keep up with that. They are trying to figure out how to meet those people where they are, and there isn't a place that those people are because they're bouncing around constantly, even in the same night. There is no place to meet them except experimentation. You have to make everything for everybody if you want to meet people where they are. And the question that I have, and the question that I can't figure out, is it right to try to make a little bit of everything for lots of other people? Or is the right way to do this to just hyper focus on who you are and your one thing and do that thing well and just hope that you can make enough of it to make a sustainable business out of it? And that's the part that I can't figure out. I look at some of these producers, and we'll take Madry as a great example of it, that has spaces that are different for different types of people. And I know Zach mentioned Blake had Brittany on his show this week. Spoiler alert, that is hopefully the next episode of Cincy Brewcast, as I will be sitting down with Madry also to talk about what they've got going on, because they've got some great stuff going on. But you have not only these different spaces that are designed to meet the needs of different types of consumers. You have, the cocktail wine space. You have the family first tap room. You have the more adult centered tap room, and who knows what else to come down the road. But these are spaces that cater to different personalities. On top of that, you've got the products that cater to different personalities. You've got the Sway, vodka, seltzers, canned cocktails. I don't know what we're calling them. You have plenty of craft beer, obviously. In the tap room, you've got wine. They have a cider that they make. Like, you have these products that are also designed for different drinkers. And I don't know if that is, I don't know if that's the right way to do it, or to be a place like Alexandria that just makes beer and just makes really great beer and focuses on that. I don't know. And if I'm struggling trying to figure it out, I can only imagine somebody in the shoes of some of these producers trying to figure it out. Stressful is not the right word for it. We live in this world right now where social media has also kind of accelerated the way everything relates, the way people experience things. When there's a new cocktail trend, people are so fast to jump on it and then so fast to move on to the next thing. And we're used to that cadence of life now. Ryan says, I think both can work. Comes down to know thyself. But it's, yes, know thyself, but like at the same time, like you have to know where you can push yourself to. Like there is a level of finding something that is your personality, but that also pays the bills and that people want, which is not easy for everybody. If you just look around town, like I'm not just talking about producers. I'm talking about like everybody in this industry. Chris says I never get the same drink twice wherever I go, and that's a normal thing for drinkers. I do that too. Like if I walk in, my first instinct is to start looking for what's the new thing on tap. What have I not tried? What do I want to experience today? And I know that I do that. But then on the flip side, I find myself falling in love more and more with experiences like we talked about Kolsch Night down at Northern Row, which is tomorrow night. If anybody is down in OTR tomorrow for Kolsch Night, stop by. I'll be there pounding Kolsch's and Kolschai, Kolschy. I don't know the plural of Kolsch. I find myself falling more and more in love with an experience like that because it removes that obstacle from thing. Like you don't have that option. You just go and somebody has already made the choice for you. It's like, hey man, you're drinking Kolsch today because that's what we got. And you know what? It feels good. It feels, it removes like this, not that choosing a beer is stressful, but it removes this whole like level of thought to the whole thing. And with that stress, you can focus on just having conversations with the people that you're with and just enjoying the experience. You don't have to like get up and go get another beer when you're low and stop the conversation. You just keep talking and it's fine. Another one will show up. It'll just keep showing up, in fact. And so I find myself in situations like that questioning how I really want to be drinking. Like if I'm enjoying this so much, why the next day that I'm sitting in a tap room am I going to be drinking this completely opposite way? Why am I not just sitting down and ordering a gadget or ordering a psychopathy or ordering a truth sitting at the bar? Beers that I know that I love, beers that kind of remove the chasing of something new. I don't know. I don't think we're seeing the end of it at all. But in fact, like I think that this consumers chasing, seasonal beers or special releases or collaborations or whatever. I think we're just seeing the start of that kind of taking over the industry. It's a difficult way in my head to run a business or to run a beverage producer, especially if you are constantly chasing the new thing, because trends come and go so fast. And if you're trying to chase that, you're just going to waste so much energy trying to figure out what the next thing is. Ryan says, I'm all about having new experiences when it comes to beer. I sometimes though, like sometimes the beer itself can get in the way of the experience. Like if you're so consumed about trying to find the next new thing or trying to experience something that you haven't tasted before, it distracts from the ability to just sit and have an experience with people or at a place. And I think for me, that's what's so great about Kolsch Night, is that it's just like this anti-everything that is currently craft beer. Maybe that's not even true, though. Maybe it's not. The more I think about it, like we're seeing this rise of products like Cincy Light or Mad Tree Light, these beers that are commodity beers that you don't have to think about. You don't have to make a choice about. I guess you can choose if you want Cincy Light Lime or Cincy Light Watermelon. And I say all this. I'm a Cincy Light fan, as you can see. The sign is in the background, not because it was a gift from Rheingeist, though it was. Thank you, Rheingeist. It's in the background because I love the brand. I love what it has done for beer in this city and for kind of seeing craft beer in places that we didn't before. I think it's interesting how, like, as I'm sitting here thinking about this, it is definitely like a split almost. Like, we've seen this segment of the industry latch on to new, and this segment of the industry latch on to comfort. It's very interesting, and I don't know what to make of it. I think that all of that, even as I'm sitting here kind of rolling it over in my head, probably makes things a little bit more difficult than for producers than maybe I was giving them credit before. I think whereas before you might have been trying to convince people to stop in and drink your stuff, now, like, you not only have to do that, but you've got to figure out what it is they want to drink and why they want to drink it, and then kind of find a way to meet them at that. Are people going out because they want to have a trivia night and have some beers with it? Are they going out because they want to sit and fuss over beer? Are they going out because it's a big group of friends and they all drink something different and we just want a place that we can all feel comfortable and hang out together? Because breweries have always been great about that. You got to figure that out and then meet them there and have something that they want to drink. It's also very complicated. It would absolutely depend on how they present the beer. If you walk in, they hand it to you in a pint and you sit down and that's it. Probably not. But if there's a draw to it, a gimmick, there's a chance one beer done well with the right environment around it could work. Maybe. Zach wants to know which of the Sam Adams 4-pack, the Patriot Pack, was my favorite. I loved the smoked wheat, dark wheat. I don't remember what it was called. Just a little bit of smoke to it. Big, full-bodied kind of wheat beer. Oh, it was good. That was my favorite. But they were all fun. The weirdest one was the root beer. Obviously, if you haven't watched the video, go to YouTube and search for Gnome Patriot Pack. It'll probably come up. We drank them all. Julia came over and brought a 4-pack of beer, and we drank them. Again, thank you, Julia, for that. Okay, I need a beer. I need to kill this and get a beer. There's been, I've got on here to talk about some of the closures. Baru, the sushi place downtown, closed. Lou Vino closed. These are places that aren't like new either. Like, it's all depressing. I don't know that I want to talk about it. There's been openings here in my neck of the woods. There's a place, there's a little town in between Fairfield and Hamilton called Lindenwold that had this little neighborhood bar that was open forever called the Powerhouse, and it closed a few years ago when the owner died, and some family took it over and remodeled it and opened it back up, and that's great. And we could talk about that, but I don't know how important it is to everybody around town. A couple anniversaries. Municipal turned 10. Northern Row turned 6 this weekend. Like, there's, we mentioned Third Eye coming up. We're hitting this really fun time now where everybody is like having these big milestone anniversaries. And yeah. Zach says, was the root beer like Not Your Father's? No. The root beer was unlike anything I've ever had before. It was definitely beer first. Had like a really nice, like, bitter licorice finish to it. It tasted like what I want root beer to taste like. My kids are driving me nuts upstairs. They're having some kind of a sleepover tonight, and they're all just like running around. And it sounds like a herd of rabid elephants. Can elephants catch rabies? I assume they can. They're mammals. They can catch rabies, right? And I imagine that a rabid elephant would be terrifying, and that is what it sounds like upstairs. Rabid elephants. So openings, closings, anniversaries. It's all still moving. Things are moving. Things are still just changing and progressing and evolving. And sometimes it makes me feel great. Sometimes it makes me feel not so great. But it's changing. What I do want to talk about is beer. Do we want to go? I have two. All right, I have two beer stories that we'll talk about, and then we'll kind of wrap things up. But do you want to start with happy beer or not happy beer? Unhappy people or happy people? And then we'll finish with the other one. So you got to go good news or bad news first. That's good. All right, I'm going to grab a beer while you guys make up your mind. I hope you guys can hear them. This is one, I've had this, but I've been wanting to try it on this show. This is Half Truth from Rheingeist. All right, we have two happy starts. Marco wants unhappy. Unhappy. Ryan says happy last. That's kind of where I was thinking too. We'll do the unhappy kind of quickly because I don't think it's really a news story. There was a post on Reddit that somebody posted kind of grumbling about Urban Artifact and how Urban Artifact is not releasing all of the fun beers that this person wants. And I think it kind of goes, again, kind of with this whole same topic about people just not being satisfied with anything other than something new, something exciting, something different. And like, I don't know that it has to be that way. So they were commenting that maybe Urban was struggling because they were making what they considered boring beers, and they were. I did not see that one, Julia. They were kind of commenting that like these new kind of dinosaur beers that Urban has to make an IPA because nobody wants to drink anything else. Like I don't even know if I've got like a big comment about it other than Zach says, "Where's the link on Reddit so we can rip on them?" I think it was in the Cincinnati Beer subreddit. Eric says 87 different beers with 423 variants, and it still isn't enough. That's a you problem. Yeah, and I mean, if it's a small group of people that just happen to be a little loud, and they're complaining, who cares? If you get a good large size group of people that are complaining about something, at what point do you listen? At what point do you have to listen to them? I don't know the answer to that because you don't have to. If kind of going back to that conversation earlier, if you find who you are and what you want to do it. Maybe people want it also, and you can make a successful business out of it. But if not, you don't have to. Like, you don't have to exist in that world where you're trying to please people. You can try something else. I think that's okay. But I also think that we'll see cases like this where things change away from what one person or one group of people wants things to be. And they will lose their minds when things shift away from that. And I get it. Like, it bothers me when I see a beer called Stegosaurus sitting on a shelf, and it's not the Stegosaurus that I want from Urban Artifact. It's not the one that I love. I understand that frustration. it's not about me. I think that I think there's some people that like Julia pointed out here that some people can't get over that self-centered. I mean, it's a cultural thing now at this point that we all, and I know I'm guilty of this too. Like, we all think we're very important, and like we think that our opinions matter to somebody, and they don't. They don't at all. It doesn't matter what I like or what you like or what your neighbor likes or the people across the street like. It doesn't matter at all. It matters to them, and that's about where it ends. Maybe to like your very close friends and family, they might take your opinion into consideration for things, but it's not important to the world at all. And a lot of people have kind of forgotten that and gotten a little too self-important, I think. At the same time, as I'm saying that, if you don't like something, go find the thing you do like. Like, you are. I'm gonna completely counteract everything I just said by this, but you are the most important thing. And if you don't like going somewhere, don't go there. If you don't like drinking something, go drink the thing that you do like, because nobody else matters. None of it matters. And the only thing that should matter is you. So there. Julia says, Mike replied to the first comment. I didn't think he even knew what Reddit was. Maybe it's his wife, who knows. Yeah, he's probably got people for that. All right. Let's finish with something that I think is really fun. And, well, let's drink this first. This is Half Truth. What is this, like 4.8, I think? 4.5%. This is supposedly, I didn't drink it yet on the show. I'm pretending like I haven't had it. This is supposedly taking all of the things that people love about truth and just made it a little easier drinking. Let's see. I can tell you that it's a beautiful beer. It's bright, it's clear, a little light because it is a half strength beer. I don't know why I just called it a half strength. This mid strength thing, I don't like it. It's a 4.5% beer. It's just it's fine. It's not mid strength or half strength. I don't like that. I'm not doing that. I'm not jumping on that naming bandwagon. Okay, let me smell. It's soft. It's tropical. It's like a fluffy tropical aroma. A little bit of like a doughiness to it, which is fine. But yeah, really pretty beer. All right, let me try it. Oh. Yeah. Light, crisp, easy drinking, definitely tropical, fruity. It is like it's a little bit like watered down from what I think obviously truth is. My gripe with it is that if you added just a little bit more bitterness to this, I think it would give me the perception of it not being as watered down. It would give it a little bit more bite. And I get that's not really what truth is, especially now. It's not like a bitey West Coast IPA. It's got some softness to it, and that's fine. That's what all the kids want these days, and that's okay. They can dictate what my IPA tastes like, and I won't be bitter about it. I won't be bitter because my beer's not, so why would I be? It's good though. Like I can drink these. I could drink a lot of these, and I could be very happy with drinking a lot of these. And I think that's probably the whole point, is that I can be happy drinking a whole lot of them. You know what else I can be very happy drinking a whole lot of? That is World Cup beers. Look, I don't care about soccer at all. I don't love soccer. I get kind of bored watching it. I can't even like gamble on it. There's a lot that I don't like about soccer. However, the World Cup has kicked off some really fun beers in a couple tap rooms, and I had to highlight them. Braxton and Mad Tree specifically did this like a flight, like a World Cup flight. And I think that this is such a cool idea and a neat way to make some fun styles that you don't get to make normally. And I'm going to run through all of these beers. So Braxton did, I didn't even put down what they call their flight. I don't know if they gave it a fun name. And you don't have to drink it as a flight. You could buy pints, which is the proper way to drink a flight, is by pints. So they kick it off with their Verano, which is not a new beer. It's a Mexican lager. You can get it at the ballpark this year, or in the tap rooms. I think they have a lime variant too. Of course they do. That's what you have to do. Followed that up with the one that I am the most excited about, and that is called Crown. So all of these are themed for different countries, obviously. This is an ESB, which if you know me, that rhymes. If you know me, if you're a know me and you know me, ESB is like easily one of my favorite styles. Love it. Julia says, you can get Braxton beers at the ballpark? No way. Yep. That's all you can get. That's not all you can get. There are other beers there, but not many. I think that Braxton is one of those breweries that people forget sometimes how great they can make beer, because they just kind of get lumped in with this garage beer thing that happened. And I say that because the garage beer that is out there today is an abomination from what it used to be. It is not the garage beer that used to be a Braxton brand. So they don't deserve that. They can make great beer, and they do make great beer, which is why I'm excited to try an ESB. They have a beer called Ubuntu, which is a South African lager. I have no idea what that means. I'm assuming that it's like a dry hopped lager, South African hops. It's the best guess I can make. I probably should have looked into that. I didn't. They have one called Kinji-san. It's a Japanese rice lager. Super trendy style right now. Smart rice lager. Braxton knows their lagers. Let's see. Moving on. Sorry, trying to keep up on the chat here. Ryan says some of the Mad Tree offering, aside from Psychopathy, sounded insanely good. Psychopathy is insanely good too. Cosmic Kite. This is an Argentinian IPA. Again, I think it uses a couple ingredients that are like Argentinian ingredients. They collaborated with a brewery from Argentina for this one. Again, cool. I like it. I like it. I like new things. I like new things. I like something exciting. Ryan mentioned the Mad Tree beers. That's what's next here. Their nod to the World Cup. They did this flight, which if you, I know we mentioned it earlier, but if you didn't listen to Blake's podcast this week, Blake's Craft Beer Podcast, get on there and listen to it, because he worked his way through this flight with Brittany. Up first is Jogo Bonito. I think that's how you say it. It is a Katharina sour. I don't know what that is. It sounded kind of like a Midwest fruit tart, though, with passion fruit, acai, and mango. Then there is Samurai Brew, which is their Japanese kind of nod. They did not go Japanese rice lager, which is trendy as Japanese rice lager is, and how smart that is. I think it's so much cooler that they didn't do it. They went with a Japanese green tea ale with yuzu. Yes, give me all of the green tea beers. I think that's fun. I lost my spot. Oh, there we go. Oh, Germany. Okay. Germany, they made a Rogan beer, which it's called the man shaft. Is it the man shaft? I don't know what that means, but the man shaft. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna leave that one out there and let you guys figure out what that means, because I know what I think it sounds like. So Rogan beer. And then, as Ryan mentioned, the last one in their flight for the United States is Psychopathy, which, look, Psychopathy is it's a great IPA. I think that in a world of like soft, fluffy IPAs, I need beers like Psychopathy. I like that they have used this this new side of their IPAs with Seeing Colors and used that to make the other brand family. Not to take away from Truth, and like I get it, and like Half Truth is great, and all of the Truth Bomb and all that's fine, but I kind of like that Psychopathy still lives by itself, and it didn't become, hazy Psychopathy, and they didn't bring back Tropical Psychopathy, Blood Orange Psychopathy, which were great beers. Blood Orange Psychopathy, for the record, might be one of my favorite cans, artwork-wise, that has been released in Cincinnati. One of, with the black top and the black and orange. Oh, it was great. I think it's a great IPA. That's where I'm going with this. I'm trying to keep up with the chat, and it's very confusing. Why is it a Nazi fruit beer? Because of Argentina? Argentina? I don't know that. Or Brazil? No, Brazil was the. Why are there not? Oh, because of the Nazis in Brazil. Okay, I get it. Make more bitter IPAs again. Yeah, like I get that. Like most people probably want soft IPAs, but shouldn't that still leave room for some of them to be bitter? Shouldn't a beer that is called a West Coast IPA be bitter and clear? I feel like it should, but clearly what I think doesn't matter. All right. That's all I got for tonight, guys. I mean, I could keep ranting about the state of the industry and where it is and where it's going and where it should go. Chris says there was mention of Germany. Yeah. I don't know that all of the Germans are Nazis today, to be fair. Julia says, make some IPAs clear and bitter again. Yeah. I appreciate all of you guys hanging out and making this another great episode. I love this show so much. Like I said, we've got new episodes of the Brewcast coming. They are coming. There are definitely new episodes of Drinking with the Gnome coming. Things are going to over the next I'm going to call it the next season of the show. You will start seeing a little bit of changes to it. You'll start seeing some sponsors come in and stuff, especially as the magazine gets rolling. The way I'm, if you guys want behind the curtain a little bit, so the magazine is definitely a labor of love. Let's make that clear from the beginning. But to help make it make sense, there will be ads in it. Not the first issue, although I might put some stuff in there to kind of be placeholders to give it the feel of what it will feel like. But there will be ads to help support the magazine to make it make sense. In my opinion, The only way that I feel like it feels right to me is to build out these ad packages where people can advertise in the magazine and on the podcast and on YouTube as all part of the same thing. So like when you are engaging with content that I make and you hear me talk about a brand, you will be hearing and seeing that across everything that I'm doing for that period of time. I'm preparing you for that so that you know that like when you listen to Cincy Brewcast, there's probably going to start being some commercials in there. And I hate calling them commercials, partners, some partner companies that are helping to make all of this make sense, because it's gotta make sense. It's gotta keep my wife happy. I can't just make these things willy nilly. She gets angry. But it's going to be good stuff, and I hope you guys are as excited about it as I am. If you want first peeks at all of the stuff that I do, you can become a Nomie by going to thegnarlygnome.com/support. If you want to subscribe to the magazine, go to CincyDrinks.com and you can subscribe there, or wait. And you can get a hold of that first issue and see what it is, and then subscribe. That's fine too. Like it's not gonna offend me at all. When the first issue comes out, I will take copies of it and I'm going to scatter them about the city. So you might be sitting at your favorite bar, your favorite tap room, and just see a copy sitting around and be like, "Oh my God, there's the magazine that I've heard about," and you can grab it and read it. Don't steal it, leave it for other people, but you can read it while you're drinking. It's probably going to be better reading it while you're drinking. I appreciate all of you guys. That's the whole point of all of this. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being part of this. Julia says, will you sign my copy? We'll see. That might cost extra. I'm kidding. Thank you guys. We'll see you next week. I think what I've decided is next week we will do this on Monday night, and to kind of throw a wrench in things, we'll do it around 9:30-ish p.m. So be here for that, because I like to keep you guessing. Monday, 9:30. It's gonna be wild. See you guys later. Kolsch night tomorrow. Happy Kolsching. Kolschening. Kolshifiedness. Whatever. See you guys later. I didn't even talk about the wonderful things that I tasted this weekend. Oh man, I had Northern Rose rum cask finished bourbon. And oh man, so I didn't even talk. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about it next week. That's a next week topic. Maybe I'll buy a bottle and we'll drink it on the show. I don't know. It's so good.